May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings love life. May all beings awaken. Welcome to another Gook Audio mini podcast. I pray that you and yours are safe and comfortable, free from economic hardship, and able to get out and do whatever it is you want within the limitations of the universal precept of do as little harm as possible. So today I'm going to play you a Shunryu Suzuki excerpt from the audio, of one of his lectures. And what I'm doing, in the audiobook for Crooked Cucumber, I have an audio excerpt from Suzuki at the end of every chapter, actually every file, because the first file is the introduction to the audiobook, and the second file is the introduction to the book, and the last file is the epilogue. So all the chapters in those, they end, and they have the bells just like the podcasts do. I played the whole introduction to the audiobook, the audio for that recently. So that had the first excerpt. Then and that was where he just said the truth for us is the same as the truth for Buddha, no difference. And the second one was about his wife. So that came after the introduction. This is the one after the first chapter, which is about his boyhood. And it repeats something that's in the chapter, not said exactly the same way. So I took it out of his lecture, and it's about his father's practice with vegetables. And Suzuki's was very much the same. And actually mine is not as extreme as his father, but it's sort of like Suzuki's. And I've always been that way. I hate to waste. And, when if I think what's my favorite thing to eat, it's anything that might be going bad. And then Katrinka and I have this thing. There's a certain point, she has a much higher standard. So certain points she won't eat or drink anything if it's starting to go bad. But a lot of it's still good, really. Anyway, back to the excerpt. So anyway, here he's talking. I'm going to read it to you first, because going by just the audio and not being able to read it, it might be a little difficult for you. And I already had one email somebody saying he was having trouble understanding it. So one thing I put in the introduction of the audiobook is that all those excerpts will be listed on Gook.com/CC21, which is, there's a page there now, but we've got to develop it, which is, resource for the audiobook. And it'll have all the changes, because this audiobook is the second edition. The changes, I was looking at my changes file. I've got to get it on there. It's 60 pages long. But, that's because I would say if I made a bunch of changes in a paragraph, I put in the old paragraph and the new paragraph. But there were a lot of single ones. I think it'll come down to more like 40 pages, but there's a lot. However, the book's 450 pages long, And a lot of that's taken up with spaces between them. A lot of them are just, single words or whatever. And also, I'll take out the whole sentence. Like if I change one word in the changes thing, I take out the whole sentence so you see the context. And so it's misleading to think there's 60 pages of changes in it. Anyway, hey, I sent that whole thing off today. That's it. I've been working on it really since, when did I start reading it for the podcast? Let's see, April last year. Of course, I was just reading one chapter a week. Then after that, I was just working on one a week or something. And then it really started speeding up last fall. And, oh, God, spent too much time on it. But I learned a lot, and I think I can do the next audiobook quick. We'll see. Anyway, so here's what he says. Incidentally, I edited this too, what he says. I got down some of the spaces pretty tight already, but I took the sentence before it. He's talking about it before it too, and he says something in there that I throw into this paragraph. Anyway, he says there was a small river in front of the temple. The many rotten old, vegetables would floating down from upper river. So as soon as he finds some vegetable-like thing. Now, right there when he says you say he's already talking about it. I took my father from up there and put it in where he says he. So as soon as my father finds some vegetable-like thing, not exactly, everybody laughs. To me, that was not exactly vegetables. It might be good for compost, but not for eat. But he cooked it and he said, everything has Buddha nature, and everybody laughs. You should not throw away. And wherever he goes, he talked about how valuable the food is, You should not throw it. Throw them away. All right. So now you're going to hear Shunryu Suzuki saying that. And I'll do one or two of these a week. I like doing them, and people like hearing them. So let's give Shunryu Suzuki a call, okay?
There was a small river in front of the temple. So many rotten old, vegetables would floating down from the upper river. So as soon as he finds some vegetable-like thing, not exactly. To me, that was not exactly vegetable. It may be good for campus, but not for eat. But my father, he cooked it, and so I had to eat it. And he said, everything has Buddha nature. You should not throw away. And wherever he goes, he talked about how valuable the food is. You should not throw them away.
So thank you, Shunryu Suzuki, for being a guest on Geek Audio. Appreciate it. Yeah, point well made. Let us honor food. Let us honor food. Oh, I hate it when I go, and this happens. I always like to clean dishes. So if I'm at some Zen place, I'll do that. And I was at one, and they would put pots in there that had a large amount of food still in it and stuff like that. God, and I can't go into a new place and just start lecturing them on everything. But anyway, I'm get every grain of rice out of the pot type guy. But I try not to be irritating, and like uptight and shrill about it. I just do it. Okay. This has been a Cuke Audio mini podcast. I'm DC, Poobah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from sleepy Sonora with dog and Bandita, feline Cuchita, and dear lovely Katrinka. And we're wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.